Well, out in Chicago, the Rainbow Push Coalition was doing a press conference. And when a reporter decided to approach them and ask them a question, Pastor Jamal Bryant had the microphone in his hand. I want you to watch what Pastor Jamal Bryant done in this situation. And in this video, it's going to let all of you know why he's extremely disqualified to say a word about black folk.
Why is the Rainbow Push Coalition supporting illegal aliens if illegal aliens disproportionately affect the black community jobs?
Say that one more time.
Why is the Rainbow Push Coalition supporting illegal aliens when illegal aliens disproportionately negatively affect the black community?
Yeah, that's not true.
It is true. They take jobs, right? But they take your jobs. Legal.
Let me offer.
Nothing?
Thank you so much for coming out today.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
This is
black jobs. You don't support illegal aliens coming in and undercutting black jobs. It doesn't make sense though, right? I mean,
what you saw on that video with Jamal Bryant is why I said that in the beginning. When you asked a question about black people and why you're supporting something that isn't beneficial to black people, you don't look to somebody else in the crowd. You don't hand the microphone to somebody else. In that moment, you ran, you fled from advocating for black people. You see, people like Jamal Bryant and those politicians, I told you our greatest stumbling blocks in the black community is the black politician and the black preacher. I told y'all that is the biggest issue we have in the black community. If we can get that black politician in check and that black preacher in check, then we can get somewhere as a community. The grassroots are saying delineation. The grassroots are saying, hey, we're not down with all this illegal immigration because we talking about Chicago. Chicago in particular has suffered a lot with the Biden administration bringing so many people into Chicago, taking resources from those brothers and sisters in Chicago. Then you got sisters like Jessica Jackson up there. Shout out to her. I met her a few weeks ago at the Ohio Black Expo. You got sisters like Jessica Jackson going in on Brandon Johnson and all those aldermen. You have like Sister Danny C and the rest of them going in on them, right? Why? Because they're taking resources from black people in Chicago, the taxpayer. You got black people who are homeless in Chicago. And yet you're sitting up here supporting a policy that does not get our homeless off the street. You're supporting a policy that is ruining opportunities for black Americans. No, black people cannot support illegal immigration. Now, if it's legal immigration, like, hey, they came in and it was a legal matter and they did it the right way and they making their own way and they're not coming in here wanting tax dollars. They're not coming in here trying to undermine black folk, because so a lot of them like to do that too. Go check my podcast from last night. You had an African brother, and shout out to our brother that owns a construction company. And he was detailing how they undermine and try to get black folk fired from jobs. Why would we want people coming in here trying to undermine us on jobs, even when we have a job? So not only black folks aren't getting certain jobs, and then they say, oh, y'all don't want to do the jobs we want to do. Listen, nobody's out here fighting you to go pick some fruit. Trust me, I promise you nobody's fighting for that. But when it comes to these construction jobs and all these high-end jobs that normally pays a lot of money, yeah, black folks gonna say that about, yeah, because if you was not there, then there would be a job available for the black man. And not only is the job available, even when the black man have a job, you're trying to figure out ways to get the black man out the job so you could bring in your buddy, your family, and everybody else. When black folks are on jobs, we're not sitting up there looking at Jose and say, hey, man, we need to figure out ways to get Jose out of here. We don't do that. I ain't met a single brother that's trying to get Jose fired so we could bring in DeAndre. We don't move like that. But that's how they have moved. And you say, oh, they're taking over. Well, they take over through sabotage. But we have these black preachers and black politicians assisting them in the economic sabotage of black America. That's why I say these people aren't qualified. Jamal Bryant, he want to sit up here and try to strong arm Target. See, what he's doing, and the reason why he hurried up and gave that microphone away, he's following the playbook of Al Sharpton. He wants to be the new Al Sharpton. You strong arm Fortune 500 companies, you get a payout, then you try to dissipate the protest after you get paid. So he don't want to speak against illegal immigration because there's a lot of money in speaking for it. A lot of money. So he wants to get that money. I told y'all that black preacher is one of the entity of them. Not all, definitely not all. There's some great brothers out there and sisters who preach the gospel and are great people, and they believe in righteousness. But the Jamal Bryants of the world and that ilk, they're not for black people. They for the dollar bill, y'all. And they will sell us out at the drop of a hat. They'll rile black people up to do their bidding. And then when they get paid, they don't say, okay, well, Target paid me. Let me go it on and shoot. Throw a community event or something out of the money. You won't do that. No. You dissipate. So we know the Al Sharpton playbook. This is why the grassroots don't fool with the black church. Not because we don't believe in the Lord. No, we believe in God. But we know a fake when we see it. And even Jesus himself said, they will be false teachers and false prophets speaking in my name. They are not with me. It's just that simple. So even the Lord himself warned that those kind of people is going to show up. Now, if you are a black person that is afraid to say, hey, I don't need to see men coming from other countries, not even legal, to come into my city where I reside and other brothers and sisters reside, especially the men, though, and come and try to compete for jobs when they don't even supposed to be here competing. They're supposed to be in their homeland competing for jobs. If you are afraid to say that as a black man and you're supposed to have a voice, you need to move the hell around. And black folks should cancel you immediately. Nobody should listen to Jamal Bryant saying nothing no more. Well, of course, I've been saying that when he was set up here advocating in the church about abortion. And if y'all were so-called real Christians, if y'all were really followers of Christ, you would have got him out that church the moment he had been advocating for that when Kamala Harris came there. I couldn't believe that. I couldn't believe it. Jamal Bryant do what he do because there's no accountability for him. Just like there's no accountability for the black politician. Maxine Waters do what she do, and all the rest of them do what they're doing because there's no accountability from the black community. And it's going to take the grassroots to be holding these people accountable because the rank and file is not going to do it. I'll hold Jamal Bryant accountable all day long. I'm going to tell you what, Jamal Bryant, you need to turn around with that, bruh. Either sit down or do what's right. Because I'm telling you, if we zero in on you, we would delegitimize you real quick. Y'all know who we are. Jamal, you probably even know who I am. I promise you, Jamal, if I get on you for about good 30 days, people going to really look at you different. And I'm not saying that in arrogance either. I'm saying that because what I know. I know. I'm sick of people like that. They always got a camera in their face, and when it's time to advocate for black folk, you never do it. That so annoys me. And then why y'all got Jesse Jackson out there? Why y'all put that man out there like that? Come on, have some respect for that man. That man is not in the condition to be out there. Why y'all sitting up here using him as a prop? That was so wrong and disrespectful. I remember Jesse Jackson, and a lot of our problems we have today is because of Jesse Jackson with this minority crap. He was a big person that's responsible for all this minority coalition and all this minority crap. And then at the bottom, we was at the bottom, and the other minorities were getting everything. And these other minorities, in the end, found out they would practice anti-black racism too. He was the biggest one talking about a minority coalition, Jesse Jackson. I remember. But I'm not beating up on him in his elder state and his condition, but I'm just talking about his politics. When he was out there, did he do some good things? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. But that minority coalition stuff, that was one big error for him. Now, I know y'all talk about some of the stuff with Dr. King. I'm not getting into that. I'm talking about only this right here. We got to let these people know, if you're going to get on the microphone for black folk, you either speak what the grassroots is saying or get the hell on. And it's going to take us in the grassroots to enact that. You're not going to do something completely different than what the grassroots is saying. You're just not going to do it. No, we got to check every last one of them. Make your videos, tweet him, do whatever. Trust me, he knows when people are talking about him. Oh, he knows. And Jamal Bryant, if you like to speak to me, you can speak to me at any time, sir. I'll gladly invite you on this platform if you'd like to come. I won't disrespect you. I don't disrespect anybody that comes to our platform, even if I disagree with you. But you probably wouldn't come here, because if you couldn't answer that man's question, and that was one question the man asked you, he didn't press you on anything. He just asked you a simple question about illegal immigration. You couldn't ask that?